Hey, hi everyone, live from Manila. Now, how many people can say that are a Giant fan? Live from Manila, we're watching the Giant game coming at you. But quite frankly, it's a little tough to watch football here. It's almost 1 a.m. Manila time, and of course that would mean almost 1 p.m. Kickoff time in New Jersey. Sorry for the lighting. I had to switch my room around a little bit. I'll try to get better lighting, but it's kind of late at night. I'm gonna be watching the game soon anyway, so I can maybe if I tilt back here, let's say, I can get a little better image. Let's say I'm not really sure. I got the light right above me, but in any event, there have been some challenges watching NFL football. College football isn't that bad because you get all the games kind of throughout the day. But with the NFL, even though the games are sprinkled throughout, you start at 1 a.m. and go to 8 p.m., it's not that bad with time. But talk about your jet lag. I mean, you got to stay up 1 a.m. To watch the games. And so it's kind of a holiday here, and it's sort of a holiday in the U.S., but it's the end of the season. So I'm staying up. I've been staying up a little bit to watch the last few weeks as I got here in Manila, and it hasn't been too bad. I thought there'd be more challenges involved, but I mean, staying up late is one of them. But finding good beer, not a problem. So, the San Miguel beer that they have here is just an awesome beer. They've been making it for 100 years. It's kind of like the Anheuser-Busch of the the Philippines, but it's better than Anheuser-Busch. I mean, this stuff is quality, and I got to lose weight, to be honest with you. But man, when I got here, the first 3 weeks, man, I had to cut back because not so much I was drinking too much, man, but it is just a thirst quencher, especially when you're picking up some beer to watch the game in a tropical climate. Man, it's like Miami, or we lived in Hawaii, but like Miami or something, man, the beer just goes down, man. And so my wife's like, hey, man, you better watch it. We're spending money and you're putting on weight. I said, oh. So I had to cut back on the beers a little bit. But today I think I have one beer left. I only get a couple a day. So I'll have a few beers for the game. And then watching the game, of course, it's going to be the Giant and Philly today is the late game. I'll pick up whatever early game there is on Fox. But I thought I'd give a shout out because, if you use your VPN, you can still use your internet TV back in the U.S. So I've been using my VPN. I've been logging in. I have no trouble getting my local stations or what have you. And they come in. So not a big deal, picking up the games. It stutters a little bit, it stops a little bit, but it hasn't been that big of a deal at all. As far as local TV, I know I could probably get more packages. I have an internet package for $58, but it has just a few local stations. Now on there they have ESPN, they have Fox Sports. And now I know what I could do, and a lot of people are going to say this. I could just subscribe to the NFL ticket now that I'm out of the U.S. And I think that would be, it's not that big of a deal. It's only $100 or something, I think. I'm not really sure. And I could get all the games. But to be honest with you, I mean, my friend from Arizona, I mean, he had it right. I mean, unless it's a really big game, you could just get NFL Red Zone. So, there are other, I can get NFL Red Zone also on the package I have. I wonder if I can get it on the TV. I'm not sure. But on my internet TV package, I can get it. And it gets me through all the games. Now, for some of the bigger games, they're going to be telecast in the Philippines later on that morning or that night. So you'll get the game of the night, like the NBC Sports game with the Sunday night game. You'll get the Monday night game broadcast at night. So not really a problem with that. Now, as far as live, I think they do it live too. I've been up a few times in the morning, and I'll have to check it out now, when the live cast is off, and see if they are going to broadcast the 1 p.m. game, which would be the 1 a.m. game here. I'm not really that sure about that. I know they have the later games, but I've watched some 1 a.m. games. So they do, and I've watched them later on too. So yeah, they have them on TV5 Plus, which I think is a free station here in the Philippines. And for the other ones, I guess you could sign up for Fox Sports 1, 2, and 3. I don't know what game they're going to carry or have you. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, what about, some of the pirate stations? Well, that's up to you to take a look at, but as far as the legal channels here, it's not that difficult. Now, as far as finding a place to actually, watch the game or do something like that, that's a little rougher. I mean, I'm stuck out here in Acacia, which is by BGC, but there's not going to be too many people. Maybe for the Super Bowl or something, but watching regular games, nah. I mean, I guess you could, get NFL replay or NFL ticket and watch the games later with some guys. Now, see, it's actually 1 a.m. here Monday, so people are going to be going to work doing things. You might get a few expats that are retired. Maybe go over to their house. You can watch the game and go home. I haven't really kind of figured that whole thing out yet. There's a place called Wingman's that's not too far down for me. I guess I got to meet a few guys, but a lot of people are not. I mean, are not going to be staying up that late. I'm kind of a night owl anyway, so I mean, if I watch, I kind of doze with the TV on. To be honest with you, I don't watch the whole game. I kind of like press the record button, and I kind of get up periodically, and then, or maybe I'll go to bed at 3 or something like that. And then I'll get the game later, so, not that big of a deal, but yeah, it's, a little time shift problem with that. Now I haven't figured out the whole soccer thing yet, but, that'll come. But I watched the college championships, and that was, I recorded them, whatever. I got those on my internet TV stations from back home, and not that big a deal at all. So, I mean, they recorded fine, they play fine. So I watched those games. They were exciting. The first one with Oklahoma was kind of a bust. The second one, was a great matchup, with Clemson and that in Ohio State. I mean, that was one of those matchups you wish, when you were a kid growing up, and they didn't have these contests, Now they have them, It's like, well, it's one of the good things about college football now. It's one of the bad things that we get, these huge games, and I don't know. In a way, it kind of ruins your imagination about some of these matchups. But in any event, it was a great game. Ohio State didn't get the benefit of some calls. Clemson got into the final round with LSU. But where the Giants are going to be starting. I'm probably not going to make the Giant game. I'm probably going to watch this, maybe an hour. I'm going to go to bed, or 3 a.m. at the most here, which will be 3 p.m. Over there. So, just checking the time. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to go really that far into these games. And then when I get up or when I have time, I'll watch the games and pick it up on that. But as far as the Giants, I mean, I can't even get a second viewer in here to watch it. I'm a Giant fan in Manila. I mean, I don't think anyone's even watching the Giants anymore, no matter where they're from or what the heck's happening out there. So, we wish the Giants luck out there, but I mean, it's a train wreck. It looks like they got a few wins, but I think Philly is just going to steamroll them, in the last game. I don't think, the defense can't stop anybody, even if they wanted to, and Daniel Jones is inconsistent, and all they need is an offensive line, man. If they can block for Barkley, the guy could run like about 200 yards a game easily. So I don't know why they just don't, give all their draft picks away for a couple of linemen so they can just let the guy run. They don't even need a quarterback. I don't even know why. I mean, quite frankly, they didn't even need Daniel Jones, to be honest with you. They just need a couple of guards and tackles and let Barkley run. In any event. So being a Giant fan out here, kind of isolated out here in Manila, maybe I can make some postings out there, meet up with some guys. But like I said, I've been a Giant fan since my whole life because of my father. But this reminds me of the old days with the Giants and the Kerry Collin days, and things like that. So, it'll be a rough patch, and there are other teams. I mean, I know people, will get upset with me or whatever. There are teams to watch, and quite frankly, I don't really have the same loyalty. It's just more of a habit, that I've developed over the years. And, because all the teams, it's just like you don't even know the players anymore. It's kind of like a John Madden football game. They keep switching teams back and forth. It really doesn't mean anything. And they have so much money, I don't even think they care if they win or lose, to be honest with you. But, we'll see how. We'll see what's happening. It's been kind of an exciting season. But, out here in Manila, I can't find a good burger yet. I was looking for a good Irish bar, maybe to watch the games or what have you. But there's some out in Manila, but kind of a hassle to go to see and to get there. But yeah, I can't find that. I mean, there are places that have good burgers here, so, Hard Rock Cafe, things like that, but not too many in the U.S., not too many sports bars or things like that out there. There's a few that crop up from time to time, but they go out of business. So, I know down in Angeles City, they got a few sports bars, for the guys, the expats down there. Not too many sports bars here, mainly because, the football's at a weird hour to begin with, almost 24, we are, not we're 12 hours ahead. So in any event, hey, we're having a great time. It's not that big of a deal, actually. I mean, yeah, you can't get with your buddies and stuff to watch the game, but it's not the end of the world. And I can still get the reception, still can get the Giant games, no problem with my internet TV and my VPN. I was like amazed. Now, for those who don't know, virtual private network are those things you sign up for so you can say you're in a certain country when you're not. So, I use it to, watch my Amazon, to watch my internet TV from back home and get my stations and stuff and record. Now I could probably get the same stations here if I up my package, but I like to keep my stuff. I guess maybe I'll swing over. And right after the broadcast here, I'm going to go back and check the stations over there, see what's on TV5 Plus, see what's on the other stations. And then I'd have to maybe see what packages are offered. But, the season's almost over anyway. Basketball's here. Basketball in the Philippines is huge. And they love basketball. But, doesn't really mean that much to me. I mean, I can watch a few. But, since the Nets kind of like traded everybody for Irving and Durant, it doesn't mean anything to me either. I was finally getting used to the Nets team that they built up, these guys. I'd rather have the guys I know than get these suits. I don't care if I win a championship. I really don't. I want guys I like, hardworking guys, that work their way. And that's what the Nets were. I don't care if I win a championship. I like the guys. And they brought these new people. Who cares? It's like when you were a kid and you just like, you could pick the best kids in the school and win. It was like, who cares? I mean, it's fun the first couple of times. After that, it's like, it's a loaded team. In any event, we'll see what happens. Like I said, everyone's high on the Giants. I don't think, they're not going to come close to this game. I think they're going to get steamrolled. And we'll see what happens. I wish Daniel Jones the best. He seems like a pretty nice guy. I don't know if he's tough enough for New York or tough enough for the position. Maybe he is. I don't know. We'll see what happens over the next couple of years. But it seems like they got to fix, the GM job. They got to fix the coaching. The coaching is just horrendous. I don't even care if they have people. I mean, look what the Eagles have done. They've lost half their people. It's like they don't have good game management. It seems like they're blitzing, and why are they blitzing when they don't have anybody in defense? Doesn't make any sense. They've lost like 3 or 4 games in the last 2 minutes, like they did the following year, the previous year. So, I really don't know what to tell you about that. But, watching football in a foreign country, I watched it in Hawaii. And the great thing about watching the games in Hawaii was that it was early in the morning, but you could watch all the games by 4 p.m. and be done. It wouldn't or 3 p.m. and you still have the last part of your afternoon. Here it's a little bit different out in Manila. I'm in the Philippines, so it's like 12 hours ahead, which is kind of a killer night schedule to watch any of these games, except for the Monday night games and the Sunday night games. And maybe that's what you have to watch out here anyway. But the camaraderie of kind of like going to a bar or going out to a restaurant, you're not going to find that out here. Unless you kind of do it yourself and have a football night. I could talk to the guy, the wingman down the corner there, about having a football night, and then he would have to get some type of recordings of the game or from, NFL ticket or something, and replay the games and people watch them and, things like that. But I think it'd be kind of hard to do. And I have a feeling there are more Europeans and Brits out here watching soccer than Americans watching football. But I think if you went to Angeles City, Yeah, I think that'd be a little bit different. I think it could get some people up late at night watching games and stuff and having a good time, roasting a few hot dogs and stuff once in a while, and going home by 5 or something, going to bed. Like I said, I kind of watch a game here and there and, kind of like napping while I'm doing it. I don't really do a serious watch unless I've kind of slept during the day or I have a day off or something like that. But usually it's just kind of recording and watching it later. But yeah, Giant fan, probably the only Giant fan in the Philippines, or it feels like I'm the only Giant fan in the Philippines. And I'll catch you guys later. I just want to do a quick live stream here on Sunday. And so this is Dave Hughes with the Giant ticket out here in Manila, ready to watch the later game. Good luck, Giants. Good luck, Eagles. See you later. Take care.